Windows.com.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install 'em and forget 'em outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G121492, G187747, and G196599.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Plenty of sunshine for the rest of your Monday. We'll get up to 77 for a high temperature. A little breezy with wind gusts up around 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, maybe a little hazy from wildfire smoke. We'll drop down to 53 for a low temperature. For Tuesday, tomorrow, sunny and 89 and then mid-90s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Gray. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East Sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are at beautiful Wilderness Ridge Golf Club. I see Mike Schuhart over there, folks. If you don't know Mike Schuhart, he is the smoothest, the kindest. He's the golf whisperer, is what he is.
Is that right?
I just seen him, the peripherals, and there's many mornings, many evenings, many days he has seen me slugging bucket after bucket of balls, shaking his head, saying, "Son, can you please listen to what I've taught you the past number of years?"
Or just stop playing the game of golf altogether.
AD, take 10 days off, then quit. No, Shuey would never give advice like that. He doesn't like this. Us shouting him out, but he's one of the best to ever do it. It's great to be here at Wilderness Ridge. A lot of memories here, Nick, for me.
Is that right?
Aiden and Keenan learned the game here.
Wow.
Yes, they were by the tutelage of Mike and Jim White and Greg and those guys. Man, there's a lot of memories here. This whole there we go, buddy. Good to see you, bud. Good to see you, bud. There's a lot of former Huskers walking around. Boy, you look good, man. You look good. Oh, yeah, that's all right. There's so many guys here. We got the Ahman Green Foundation golf outing going on today. Nick, you were back in one piece from Colorado.
AD.
I was a little curious, buddy.
I wasn't worried about getting back in one piece. I was more worried about if I'd be a changed man after the weekend. I mean, there's a lot of just things that you run into in Colorado, and at the end of the day,
a lot of things you run into in Colorado, Nick.
Indeed. Anyway, what I'm getting at though is I will say this: I have a lot of thoughts from over the course of the weekend. The Red Rocks Amphitheater might be the best place to ever watch a concert.
It's nostalgic.
I mean, that venue is incredible. And I mean, it is number one, it's a hike to get up there. I mean, I was huffing and puffing. I looked down at my watch after I started walking, and like we've been trying to work out, trying to get the cardio steps in every single day. But even the Red Rocks Amphitheater stairs got my heart rate up to about 189 at one point. I mean, it was intense, but it was so much fun. Not many people know the person I went and saw, but it was a blast. It was a great time. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, I then went to the Rockies game on Saturday.
Oh, wow.
They are atrocious. I mean, I have not seen any worse franchise in my entire life. The Rockies are 12-52. They just got swept by the New York Mets over the weekend. They are 12-52. But let me tell you this right here. Let me tell you this
right here.
Let me tell you this. This was the highlight of the weekend. And I have to shout out my good friend Mason Bennett, who went on the trip with us.
Right.
Mason Bennett. But we're talking before the game, and one of the things that is legal in Colorado, I know what everybody's thinking. Don't. No, I'm talking sports betting.
Not the devil's lettuce.
I'm talking sports betting. I hopped on the DraftKings app while I was out there. And I thought, you know what? Why not have a little fun at a Rockies game? I'm not going to put money on the Rockies because they're going to lose, But I was like, you know what? Let's see Saturday night who could hit a home run.
Right.
And I thought, let's do Ryan McMahon. Ryan McMahon, a left-handed hitter, starts at third base for the Colorado Rockies. So I sprinkled a little dough on Ryan McMahon to hit a home run. And the final score of Saturday night's game was 8-1. But guess who had the one run? It was 8-1. But guess who had the one run? A Ryan McMahon home run. It hit in the bottom of the third inning. It was the most electric thing. The Coors banquets were flowing. And Ryan McMahon hit a home run on Saturday night. And all my buddies, we all did the same exact. We all put like $15 on it. And it was nothing substantial. But we all put a little bit of money on it. And we all watched Ryan McMahon hit a home run in the bottom half of the third or fourth inning to, at that point, tie the game 1-1. That didn't stay tied for very long because the Mets ended up hitting a couple of home runs the next half inning. But that was the highlight of watching the 12-52 overall Colorado Rockies.
Nick, okay, I tried to extend some, just some motivation, some perspective. I'm like, Nick, the experience. AD, you said, no, AD, they suck. They're horrible. This is a horrible experience. No, they're terrible. And I tried to just say, Nick, he's like, no, that they're garbage.
It was bad. They're bad.
So did you just say, okay, instead of focusing on the baseball, I'm going to focus on the ambiance. I'm in a beautiful stadium.
The stadium is
buddies,
beautiful.
etc.
The stadium is beautiful.
So basically, a baseball game ruined a good night.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad. Now, granted, I'm no Rockies fan, and I was looking in their team store like, okay, you know what? I'm at Coors Field. Maybe I should try to get some gear while I'm here. No. I mean, it is a great stadium, Coors Field. I highly recommend it for anybody. We took the train so we stayed in Castle Rock, Colorado, which is about 35-40 minutes. That's where my buddy Mason, who also is an assistant coach for Nebraska Westland baseball, that's where he is from. And so we stayed in Castle Rock. We took the train from Castle Rock to Denver. But all I'm going to say, Coors Field is a sweet place. It's a cool venue. Yeah. Also, with the altitude, the ball flies a little bit. Ryan McMahon's home run, it was only 392 feet. I mean, it was not out in every single ballpark. But it was a great time. Tickets were very affordable, as you can imagine. And it was a good time, good experience. The weather was great on Saturday night. But man, the Rockies are just so bad, and they just don't want to spend money, and it's a whole issue.
Well, they're atrocious, Nick, and like you mentioned, that's why they got. The guy was fired at 8 games.
Yes,
they won?
yes.
What was his name? The manager,
Bud Black.
Bud Black was gone.
Yes.
Obviously, my pathetic Pirates. They fired their manager a few weeks ago. Actually, the same thing. So two pathetic organizations right now. But you know what? It's the boys of summer. We love baseball.
It is, and I would like to also mention though that the Cubs are still in the first place spot in the NL Central. So just to let you know on that one. No, it was a great weekend. I also need to shout out. There is, and I'm going to try to remember this name here. I got to pull up the American Association because we were driving back yesterday, and we found out this piece of information. So the Lincoln Salt Dogs, obviously friends of the station,
right?
They are playing Fargo this weekend and last night. And if I can scroll down, here we go. Tyler Merkel. We have to shout out Tyler Merkel.
With Lincoln Salt Dogs?
So he's actually a Nebraska Westland graduate. He just graduated from Nebraska Westland baseball.
Okay.
So get this story, AD. And so Mason was telling me, Coach Mason Bennett, he was telling me that, hey, guess what? Fargo, their emergency catcher, got a concussion before the road trip to Lincoln.
Before the game?
Before the road trip. So it was like last week in practice or whatever. And so Fargo calls Jeff Christie at Nebraska Westland, the head coach, former Husker, obviously former Husker assistant as well, calls Jeff Christie at Nebraska Westland and says, hey, do you have anybody that Fargo can pick up? Fargo called Nebraska Westland and said, hey, do you guys have anybody that we can sign to a temporary contract because we need to suit him up? So get this. I guess so they were exchanging texts yesterday. Fargo ends up signing him to a contract deal. The American Association announces it on their Twitter, everything. This dude that graduated from Nebraska Westland wasn't planning on playing professional. He ends up getting signed to Fargo, plays last night in the game. Or 2 nights ago in the game. Wow. And so there's a contingent of fans, myself included, going to the Salt Dogs game tonight between Fargo and Lincoln Salt Dogs because a former Nebraska Westland guy unexpectedly this time last week wasn't expected to be playing baseball. What was he doing? Nothing. He wasn't swinging a bat. He admitted. He's like he admitted. He goes. I guess he admitted to his coaches. He was like, look, I haven't swung a bat since I graduated at Nebraska Westland, but here he is playing American Association baseball. Which, sure, it's not the highest level of baseball. You're still getting paid to play.
You know what? Think about this. Regardless if it was, obviously it's nice to get compensated for a skill that you have. But you think about this, when he got that call, who knows what he was doing? Wasn't thinking about he's going to be playing Monday night at Salt Dog Stadium.
Hey, he could have been out on the golf course.
Exactly.
Maybe we're going to get picked up today.
You, but definitely not me. Definitely not me.
The PGA Tour called
if they needed someone to come out and give a quick talk to the guys, maybe something like that. But if it has anything to do with putting on a glove, swinging a bat, or catching anything, if related to a baseball, it's not going to happen.
No, I thought that was a really cool story. And one, obviously, when you're at that level, it doesn't get necessarily the publicity that it probably deserves. But I thought it was really neat. For a guy that graduated Nebraska Westland just this semester, was playing, and Jeff Christie was like, I got this one guy that just graduated, because obviously Fargo or any professional team can't sign a guy that's still in college. Absolutely. And so it's a guy that had to be graduated. Do you have anybody for us? Yeah, we got this guy that graduated last year. and had 5 home runs for Nebraska Westland last season. And so we'll see if he ends up playing tonight.
Where is he from originally?
I couldn't tell you. I'll be honest. I'm making it sound like I probably personally know him. I have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
I just know him through
Ellie,
some
you know
people.
who he is, right?
Ellie knows him. Ellie knows him.
come
Ellie,
talk
come
to us.
bring on the headset.
Come on.
Come bring on the headset.
Come on, I want to know this.
This is important here. Let me turn this up.
We got Ellie part of the team. Ellie, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you, AD?
Good, doing good. Tell us about this young man.
So this man's name is Tyler Merkel. He
Merkel.
has been a big part of the Nebraska Westland team. They had great success this season, best in a really, really long time. They finally made it to the conference tournament and did pretty well. They won a game there and continue to be successful just because of him. So I didn't, not just because of him, but he was a big part of it. I didn't know because listening to Nick, that's how he got called up. Because I found out through a friend, his girlfriend is one of my really good friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I found out through her, and he was posted everywhere. He did really, really well.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he did decent.
He did fine.
He did fine.
So he must
well, here's the thing: is I think at the end of the day, I don't think he was expecting to play because you have to think about it. They lost their emergency catcher, their bullpen catcher, if you will, somebody in that role. So he's probably walking in going, okay, I'm just going to go chill in the bullpen, warm up some guys, and just kind of suit up to be an extra body.
Yeah.
Ends up starting on the first night that he was there.
I do know that his girlfriend had no idea. It was just kind of one of those things where it just happens, and then he did what he needed to do. So
here he is.
Love it.
Representing NWU well.
And representing Nebraska Westland, but for the opponent's team, the Fargo. So
that's still what an amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
Though. You think about this. That would be like, someone asking you, Nick, you're doing radio, you're going on with your life. Hey, Nick, even the Salt Dogs, maybe Omaha Storm.
Yeah.
One of those teams. Hey, Nick,
did the Cubs need me? No, I can tell you after seeing the Rockies this week, and they probably use just a fresh face. I mean, they just it doesn't matter if you have experience, if you're good or if you're bad. I mean, you fit in well if you're bad, but I mean, gosh dang. I mean, guys, not to change the subject back to the Rockies. Can you imagine? I was sitting there thinking, and we were pretty close to the action. I think we were like 4th row down the third baseline, but we were like sitting there going, man. How do you get the motivation to play?
Yeah.
When you got to invest. I mean, you're talking about investment of like multiple hours a day, obviously playing the game. And I get it, right. Everybody's gonna be like, oh, well, they're compensated well, Nick. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Sure, but also at the end of the day, you're 12-52.
Yeah, that's it's a very tough situation for the Rockies to be in right now. And Nick, you think about overall, like you mentioned, the motivation.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I jokingly and say, the paycheck, the
yeah,
Tyrone
of
Williams
course,
story, whatever. But at the end of the day, even Tyrone, they hate those guys are competitors.
Yeah.
This has got to be mentally. It's fatigue. There's disgust. There's frustration. But at the same time, okay, if you're that fatigued, if you're that disgusted, play better.
That's true.
It comes down to it, play better.
I think a lot of it's play better, but I think also a lot of it is those guys, their hands are so tied because the organization is just run so poorly.
Right. Yep.
When you look at organizations like the Red Sox, the White Sox, or the Rockies, or even the Pirates. I mean, in all honesty, here's the thing, AD. So here is, I mean, in all joking aside, I'm sure you might have missed this, and that's okay because it kind of went buried. Paul Skeens threw and pitched over the weekend.
Came up on my phone.
Had a great outing, but the thing is, he was taken out with 87 pitches. Yeah. So you know what that tells me? That tells me that there's conversations about, hey, what can we get for Paul Skeens?
Yeah, they don't want to overuse
they don't want to overuse him because there's trade value
Absolutely.
there. And people might over the text line be like, that's the stupidest thing. Why would they trade their prized possession? Because they've done nothing to build around him. They've done nothing. And so like it's a lot of these hands are tied. But now on the other side of it, Ryan McMahon, my best friend, after the weekend, my best friend. No, in all seriousness, though, I was thinking during the game, okay, like if I'm his agent, what am I telling him? I'm telling him, like, dude, you're one of the best players on the Rockies.
Right.
The trade deadline is coming up. You're probably have the potential to be a pretty valuable trade piece.
Right.
Like if I'm the Cubs or somebody like that's like on the brink of the playoffs and just needs one more good left-handed bat or one more arm. Like I'm telling my guys, if I'm an agent, this is where you need to shine individually because increase your trade value so you can get out of a place like Colorado or Pittsburgh or the south side of Chicago.
If you're Nick, you put yourself in Paul. I know we got a few minutes left here. Yeah. We're pretty close. If you're skiing, would you want to get shipped out of there as quick as you could? depending on what organization it went to. If they're not, if the Pirates, which they haven't shown the propensity to try to do something to build around you. Now they did get rid of the manager. That's one thing. They did.
Yeah, but a lot of those those issues are from the top. I mean, it's kind of like the Cowboys,
and
where you
knee-jerk reactions.
Yeah, right. Where it's like, okay, we need some sort of change just to show everybody, hey, we're doing something. Yeah. And so let's go ahead and make our manager the sacrificial lamb. I just think it's kind of bizarre because from a personal standpoint, I think if you're Paul Skeens, you're sitting there saying, I kind of like the idea of playing in Pittsburgh. It's a beautiful ballpark. You know that, AD. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful ballpark. But also on top of it all is like you're sitting there going, I don't want to be like everybody else and join the LA Dodgers or the New York Yankees and things like that. However, from a career standpoint, what's going to be the best move for your career? And I think maybe going to a team not only that pays you the most, right, but also has shown the ability to sign Cy Young capable pitchers, which Paul Skeens is going to be for the next couple of years. Mm-hmm. And then also being able to keep them healthy is a very, very important. Absolutely. We talked about it so often about the stress on arms nowadays and how much they're asking these guys on the mound to do and to exert.
Right.
And you have to figure out a way of how can, in this day and age of velocity, how can I prolong my career and extend it as long as possible? And so I think, when you're talking about starting arms on the mound, AD, you're talking about how can I stay healthiest the longest.
Brad from Baldwin, good morning to you. He says Skeens needs to be a Yankee soon.
But see, like here's the thing about Skeens being a Yankee is, and this is where people don't understand, is Skeens being a Yankee, guess what? In terms of statistics and numbers, it actually doesn't benefit Skeens because you are sitting there where you have a short porch in right field. Mm-hmm. And so you're talking about increased potential of home runs. So if you're Paul Skeens, you're like, okay, where can I go? That's a pitcher's ballpark. And that's why I think it was surprising. Garrett Cole went to New York strictly for the money, and then ended up getting, busted for the sticky substance. And he's like, I don't know what sticky substance. Yeah. But anyway, so he got busted for that. But I just think like that's one thing that we need to take into account because we saw Alex Bregman do that. Which screw Alex Bregman. We saw Alex Bregman do that over the offseason where he was like, yeah, look, it's easier to hit home runs in Fenway than it is Wrigley Field. And I have a better history in Wrigley Field. Mm-hmm. And that's why you see guys, Brad from Baldwin, left-handed hitters specifically say, I want to go to New York because they got the short porch in right field. And so Cody Bellinger goes there and other guys in the past as well.
Well, folks, to round up this first segment, also on baseball and softball, Texas claims their first women's softball championship, national championship the other night. They take down Texas Tech, and they win. It was their first one. They're in Austin. Me and Bach and Raff were talking about, and Raff, of course, when we do remotes, we have the people that are right here, but I know Raff was probably tuning in. We talked about it, and as much as to their chagrin, did not want Texas winning. I'm indifferent, Nick, and like you were on the road that Friday morning, but for me, I don't have a lot of dislike for Texas than when we play them because they have championships. And once again, they have a championship. So they can say that we're that good and all the – because they are. They back it up. They're arrogant. Everything's big in Texas. But at the same time, Nick, you got game, respect, game. They got it done.
You
That's
did.
Bottom line.
And for all the people that are annoyed by the NIL world, then you probably didn't want Texas Tech to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Starting in the circle is $1 million lady.
And just resigned for more.
Yeah, right. She just resigned.
During the series, she resigned for more.
And isn't that crazy that the evolution of the NIL world is how, and just the way we talk about it, to where it's like, everybody would talk about it on Twitter of like, yeah, this is what's going on. And now you have like guys that are the national writers being like, they've re-signed her to an NIL deal. They've gotten the deal done before the revenue sharing begins. And it's like, that's where we're at now is the revenue sharing is a thing. It's going to be happening. That's the thing that happened over the weekend.
Make sure we talk about that
and we certainly will. Yeah. But now we're starting to shift to where these teams, these organizations, and I'm sure the ones that are downtown and downtown Lincoln are doing it too, of, hey, let's try to re-sign some of these guys and girls before the revenue sharing starts because it gets them a bigger chunk of the pie as an athlete. And so then they're going to be happier. And I mean, we're talking about things with the baseball team, and there's been a lot of just movement over these last couple of days in the transfer portal, in recruiting, which I know we're going to dive into football specific stuff later in the show. We have a special guest coming up at 10 a.m. as well that we'll talk about. But it's just there's been a lot of movement for, what are we, early June. A lot of movement in college athletics this weekend.
Well, in baseball, it ends on July 2nd. As far as the portal, there's been a lot of movement there. We also, Nick, will discuss that later on. Nebraska signed a guy as well with a year of eligibility. We'll talk about him as well. Folks, again, we are here live at Wilderness Ridge for the Ahman Green Foundation golf outing.
This place is special.
It is special.
I walked up and they were playing the Bee Gees.
Oh, yeah.
On the speakers by the driving range. And I was
nostalgic.
like, this is incredible.
It's nostalgic. It's going to be a great day. Me and Nick are here until 11 o'clock. We'll have a number of guests. We got a really big guest coming on at 10 o'clock, but we'll be back here. It's The Drive, 937 ticket from Wilderness Ridge. We'll be right back.
Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in June. Try their brand new s'mores cold brew with graham cracker cold foam. Also try a s'mores croissant and add cake batter cream cheese to any bagel. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, you won't want to miss this exclusive offer. Deal ends June 13th.
See Club for details.
If you're working in your yard, remember never to place landscaping structures and fences too close to above-ground electrical equipment. It's unsafe and could cost you financially. Visit les.com for a complete fence and landscaping installation guide.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug,
who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
When you're outdoors beneath Nebraska skies, adventure comes in all sizes. From quick escapes and long weekends to true off-the-grid retreats. Paddle, hike, camp, explore. Whether you have a few hours or a few days, we'll guide you to a state park or recreation area that's a perfect fit. Start your next adventure today at yournebraskaparks.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back from beautiful Wilderness Ridge Golf Club. Again, it's the Ahman Green Golf Foundation outing. And I tell you what, Nick, there is a beautiful breeze. It's not very strong. It's not hot. We're a little warm because we're right, it's obviously right to the east. It's beautiful coming up.
Are you toasty?
You know what? I took my sweat top off because I did have my sweat top. I was like, okay, now I'm getting hot because we're sitting on cement.
Did you just come from the gym?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
I was.
I could see it.
Oh, stop.
Okay.
What time is it, Nick?
Yeah. Hey, I ate like a large pig this weekend.
Yeah.
There was also a decent amount of alcohol consumed. I
And you were
can't tell
hanging
you. Well, I was, yeah. But and we were smart about everything. But the I'm gonna tell you is Sunday driving home. I sat there and I was like, I feel like such a fat pig right now.
Yeah, because you were on vacay.
Yeah,
because you were
like
on
that.
vacation.
Something like that.
And you had to go have a good time.
Yeah.
With your friends. And like I said, you're on vacation. And when you get back in the gym today, it's going to be. Are you going today?
I don't know.
wait, whoa.
I mean, let's be realistic. We're here at Wilderness Ridge.
This is your Sunday today. This is your Sunday.
Does cardio count? Walking?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we got to ask the man here himself.
Absolutely.
AG, what's up, Ahman?
Yeah, chilling. Thank you. Yeah, walking counts.
Absolutely. AG,
Yeah.
I love that shirt, man.
Yeah, it's a gaming. Obviously.
I didn't realize that.
So I'm at an
That's on
esports
there.
golf event, so I got to pull the gaming out. So that's like I'm already like planning for next year. I'm planning this whole thing with myself and my wife online.
Yep.
Help from Jake from the Ticket, Nick as well. Allie now here with us, and Tristan from Wilderness Ridge and her crew are doing fantastic right now. I think it's Brandon and Carson that's helping everybody get to their carts, and so I'm already thinking ahead. I'm already, from mistakes, from ask and all that. So I'm already just like a coach. I'm looking back at it, but so far everything's running smooth. Super excited to be here. But real quick, just give a rundown on what where it came from. Been coaching esports for 5 years, and then at both stops, Lakeland University and here in Lincoln. What I found out right away, at Lakeland was the fact that with esports being such a new category for high school kids, college kids to go compete, earn scholarships and do that. It's an industry where that part of the industry, I say the high school scholastic part, obviously needs resources, right? And part of that resources is funding to get the equipment, to get the scholarship money for the kids to come through. And so I was like, you know what? This was on my mind to do it, even if I was still coaching or not, because everybody's like, you're not coaching no more. I'm like, I know, but
still passionate.
For one, this is my passion,
right?
So even if this wasn't my home school, wasn't my where I went to college and did what we did here on campus and graduated, no, I would still do it. I'm doing it with Lakeland. We didn't get we fell a little short of time of planning that one out, so we pushed that to next year.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do one with Lakeland, and how I want to grow
That's
this.
real cool.
How I want to grow this out to where next year, like this year, we have 22 teams.
Yeah.
We have over 120 players. It's like, I'm like, okay. So we got a good ball rolling. And so from there, I actually did just did an esports camp this past week with Quest Forward High School to where Angie Henry is a teacher.
Yeah, played basketball.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
ran track
here in Nebraska.
Yep. Along with Ed Vogel, their organizers asked me to come in. And I was like, kind of tied it in with doing the football camp with Amir, and then coming now Monday at this tied it all together. So I've been here for 10 days, and it's been a long time. I know some of my family members gonna be mad at me.
but you know what?
Well, I'm busy, but no excuse to them. I don't want to have no excuses because that's how I was raised. So if they gonna give me a little kickback. Hey, what you did? Blah, blah, blah.
So AG, I know you hear that a lot when you're visiting a certain city. You got family there, but your schedule is so busy, and it's not excusing, but it's just kind of like I was in and out. There's like you was in town.
Yeah. But no, but I love my family. I want to see them, be around them, interact with them, learn. But I actually stayed with one of my nephews. Say Senior's dad, Brandon Thomas.
Okay, cool.
So shout out to BT. Had a great time staying with him. But like now, fast forward here, the whole week has been organizing, getting stuff ready to go, talking to Jake, making sure stuff is printed out and all that. And that's the part where I knew going in that I had to kick all the rust off. The last time me and my wife did a foundation event, it was in Wisconsin, and it was pre-COVID. So it was like 2019, 2018. So it's been that long.
That's been a while.
Where we had a couple like esports video game tournaments that we're going to do fundraisers, and we did them, and then boom, COVID hit. So it's been that long time. So now learning how to ride that bike again. And once I got on there, making the first few phone calls to my teammates and alumni, older guys, from my Uncle Mike who played to Red Baron, they help send out information to guys for me too. And my Uncle Mike will be here today. Niles will be here. So it's just super excited to see those guys. But like I said, raising awareness about what not just Nebraska esports, but all the esports programs from at the high school level. And I think in some of the towns here in Nebraska middle school level as well can spread that awareness. So if you if you're in the D1, I say not D1, Class A high schools, if you have a student there, that school most likely has an esports program. If
and
you're
it's growing in popularity.
And Class B and Class C. So if you have students, you have a kid here in Lincoln area, Omaha, and then all the neighboring small towns, all the way to Scotts Bluff, there's most likely an esports roster. So if you're somebody that can help that program grow, trust me, they need assistance. They need financial help for equipment, for the monitors, the mouse, the keyboards, the controllers, the consoles, stuff like that. For the teachers to have more teachers, because I know year one for me, I was by myself in Lakeland. And one coach, it was me.
That was it.
And I was the coach,
organizing everything.
I was the coach, the shoutcaster, the counselor, extra teammate if they needed me to play and practice and scrims, all that. And so these programs need help. At any level. If it's just time, if you're going to go there, if you play a game, if you really play a game, if it's Rocket League, if it's Call of Duty, if it's a League of Legends, Super Smash, if you're an adult and you play a game and you know it, not just play it, but if you kind of understand it, just like football with us, reach out and volunteer. My first time coaching was a volunteer job at Bayport High School in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I volunteered because because I knew the games. I knew what needed to be done to win. So just looking, the programs are just looking for assistance like that all over.
AG, how many colleges have the programs, eSport programs?
Ooh, it's in the thousands.
Okay,
nationwide.
And then it starts because remember growing up, and I hear this from people all the time when I'm doing presentation. I'm like, when I'm speaking to parents in particular, they're saying, "Yeah, you can't do anything with video games." I'm like, no, yes, you can.
Yeah, I know a guy.
Yes, you can. When do you know the first school that started it?
Ooh, very first school. I'll have to go back.
Yeah, go back.
It's in time on that one. I don't know.
How many years has it been going on?
I'll say this. University of Stanford was the first university to have an esports competition back in 1962.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yes.
I didn't realize it went that far.
Yes. So iterations like that, because it wasn't just a competition. So they basically invited the student body in, not create a team and they're going to compete against USC or any. No, they just say, hey, come, we got an esports event or we have a video game tournament. Everybody on campus is welcome, and you could do this. And I think the first place prize for that was a 1-year subscription to Rolling Stone magazine. That was the prize.
Times have changed
Yes.
a little bit.
That was 1962, where now in 2025, you could sign up for a casual tournament and maybe win $500. Oh
my goodness.
You could sign up if you were a pro in any of these titles. You could sign up and be in $1 million prize pool tournament. And it's places here in the U.S. and overseas in Europe and in Asia, in Spain and Africa and South America and Australia. It's global, and they have big tournaments. They have esports academies where you could go there, and kind of like IMG Academy here in Florida. You could go there and just hone your esports skills in whatever game that you play in, or multiple titles.
AG, I got one last question before we go to break. Actually, it's kind of a statement. I was in Cody, Wyoming, speaking for the Wyoming Broadcasters Association, and there was a lot of Bears fans in the house, and obviously being that close to Minnesota as well. And I mentioned your name, and one guy said, "I just want you to tell him one thing. He has sent me home crying many times over the years."
So he's a Bears fan, right?
Yeah, he was a Bears fan.
Well, as I say to all the Bears fans, it was business.
It was business.
It was never personal. It got personal with Mike Brown on the roster when he got drafted there in 2000. I got traded to Green Bay, and those first couple games, and I might have mentioned this on the show already, I didn't understand Mike's game plan because he came up to me during pregame and was trash talking me the whole pregame.
During pregame.
And I'm like, Mike B, like, you're my little brother. You know, we got a national title together. We practice a lot together, so we know. I don't take my foot off the gas once the helmet goes on.
It's gonna be a long day.
And he was like, "Oh no problem. We're gonna sack Brett 4 times. You're gonna have four. You're gonna force 4 fumbles from you. You're not gonna have 100 yards. You're not gonna score a touchdown." I'm like, okay.
All right.
That's all I'll say. Okay, and walk away. I was like, all right, I'm going to walk away from this and then put my helmet on and do my job. Yeah, and do my job. It was funny how my young bro do that. So I just thought it was real interesting. So
it makes it fun.
Yep.
Folks, you've got if you get a chance, even I know it's too late to golf and things of that nature, but it's not too late to contribute to the foundation. And AG, how do they do that, man?
So if you want to donate, go to theahmangreenfoundation.com. to the website, and you could fill out and put your email in there. You get updates for everything. So you put your email in there, first name, last name, email for all the updates for what we're doing. And then obviously there's actually a donate button on the website as well.
You bet. Folks, we got Ahman Green here with us. We are going to tap out for a quick break. But again, it's the Ahman Green Golf Foundation. It's going on here at beautiful Wilderness Ridge Country Club. It is a beautiful day. The carts are all stacked and ready to go. Tony Ortiz, former Husker linebacker, has already made it in. Frankie London, former Nebraska quarterback, has already made it in. And there'll be a number of other guys, as Ahman mentioned, that'll be here for this great cause. Folks, it's The Drive, 937 ticket. We'll be right back.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through June 10th are $1 off per pack of Plum Creek chicken, $1 off all bacon, and 15% off cheese and crackers. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney and Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox KFXL weather, sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Plenty of sunshine for the rest of your Monday. We'll get up to 77 for a high temperature. A little breezy with wind gusts up around 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, maybe a little hazy from wildfire smoke. We'll drop down to 53 for a low temperature. For Tuesday, tomorrow, sunny and 89, and then mid-90s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red!
Is it time to replace your home comfort system? Call Bryant and save money in every way. Bryant provides you with solutions that save. Save big immediately with attractive rebates, and save every day with lower operating costs. Most important, though, the systems are selected to fit you. The right system, priced right, properly installed. That's the way Bryant works for you. How much can you save? Call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing for a free estimate. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Your number one dad may not need another tie or coffee mug, but he always needs a little more award-winning barbecue from Hog Wild. Give Dad a meal fit for the king of your castle this Father's Day with Hog Wild's hearty, family-pleasing menu. Our meaty ribs, tender beef brisket, pulled pork, and hot links pair perfectly with our home-style sides. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center. Schwieso Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schwieso Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schwieso.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Here, Wilderness Ridge, getting it down now, something like that. Who knows? We are back here at Wilderness Ridge, folks, at the Ahman Green Foundation Golf Outing. It is absolutely gorgeous out here today. The golfers are walking in. It is starting to stir up quite a bit. You see the bags being put on on the golf carts. Nick, who are you playing with today, brother?
So I just found out that I'm starting on hole 12. Now here's the deal. I gotta let people know.
12.
Is it not good? This is gonna be my first time ever
That's right, you
playing.
haven't played it before.
I've never played here.
Okay.
And so what do I need to know about this course?
Okay, first of all, like any course, but here at Wilderness Ridge, you got to keep it in the fairway.
Oh, good. I usually hit about 18 of 18. So
okay, maybe on the game. Maybe on the game. This is esports,
right.
So maybe on the Tiger Woods game.
As long as this rough here isn't like it's going to be at Oakmont this weekend, I'm good with it.
Oh, that rough,
dude.
To me, but you know what, Nick? Okay, all due seriousness. How is that even part of golf when it's? I mean, you're making it to where it's almost like I don't care how good you are.
AD, you can't see the ball unless you're looking down at it.
Nick, how is that even right though?
I don't know, but it's going to make for some fun spectating. I mean, come on, this is going to be fun. I mean, here's the thing: is I genuinely think they're talking like the winning score, maybe around even par.
Do you think that? Do you think you'll see anybody go double digits as far as under?
No,
minus under?
Absolutely not.
I think it's going to be tough, man. I think it's going to be tough, and I think I think that rough. You're going to hear guys. They're going to actually be brutal.
Yeah.
As far as the as far as just in talking about the course, because I personally don't think, man, it's right to have a course. I mean, to work that hard.
It's going to be ridiculous. Now, okay, so we got so hole 12 is the hole that I'm starting on. I'm playing with Jake.
Okay.
Jake's friend Seth, who I know, who I believe used to be a pro down at the Beatrice Country Club.
Okay.
And then we're playing with Nate Stewart, who is an owner of Tipsy Tina's.
Okay.
And so Stewie Stewie and I are riding together. Jake and Seth are going to be riding together. It's our foursome. And if don't get us wrong, we're going to win.
You know, actually 12 is not bad. It's a par 3.
Oh, great. Start on a par 3.
Yeah, so let me see.
This is great.
So that's 10 right
I'm
there.
screwed.
11. No. Let me see. 10. I got to remember now at 12. Now I'm forgetting where hole 12 is. I'm not figuring if it's the par 3 or the par 4. Put it this way. 10 through 18.
Yeah.
Pretty tough.
I would imagine so. I'd imagine so.
So 10 is there. 11 is that. Let me see. 12. I think 12 is that par 3.
Here's the toughest
Which
part.
Is 12 out here? Is 12 that par 3?
I don't know.
I got to check.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Here's the thing, though.
I'll tell you this. On the par 5, though,
Yeah.
it's either 13 or 14. I keep mixing them up. So
Reachable in 2?
So text line, help me out. I think Scotty would know. Scotty would let me know. Par 3 in the win. Yeah, Scooter. Thanks, big dog.
Great.
Scooter will let me know.
Scooter.
It's that par 3, and it's not easy. But you know what? It's a big green. They'll probably have that pin placement someplace, probably pretty tricky up there. But if you get to the top tier, just try to keep it up there because it goes back down.
Here's my thing: is last time I know we have a special guest joining for 5 minutes or so here in just a moment. My philosophy here is last time I played in the scramble with Jake, he'll tell you it was my first year I ever played golf,
and he has not let you live it down.
and he has not let me live it down.
No.
And I topped a couple of my drives, but I got into like baseball swings. Now different golfer. I've gotten so much better, and so there's a lot on the line here. But AD, we're joined by somebody special here.
We are. We got folks. One of the greatest to ever do it in Nebraska, and he is one of the most humble guys you ever meet. Touchdown Tony Davis is in the house. Big brother, how you doing this morning, man?
I am enjoying. Look at this weather and a cloudy sky.
It's not a cloud in the sky at all.
It isn't. It's gorgeous. We're going to have a great day here.
TD, you play a lot of golf. And you enjoy the game. Your sons enjoy the game. And as far as that goes on Facebook, first of all, I seen the amazing picture that was so awesome of you and your grandson by the barbell. Which grandson was that?
Well, Liam was in one of them. He's the oldest.
He was the oldest, but it looked like he had some guns already though at his age, man.
Oh, he did. Liam is just turned 13 and he's 6'2".
Goodness.
About 210.
Now is that Josh's kid?
No, that's Brandon.
That's Brandon's guy.
No, I'm sorry. That's Tony's.
Tony's okay. You bet. Tony, so when'd you get in town?
Last night. No, actually, we played 18 out at Dave Meister, my friend I grew up with. Lives on the golf course out by Eagle,
Nebraska. So you guys played Woodland Hills then? Woodland Hills. That's a tough track out there. Yeah. Beautiful track.
But the picture that was on Facebook was River, my second youngest.
Gotcha.
Grandson.
Absolutely.
And then my Brandon, my oldest son, has has a 7-year-old, Cameron. So, but I love playing golf with my kids.
I love it. TD, you look at what Ahman Green is doing here with the foundation. Obviously, it's a fellow running back, and you play a lot of golf events. I know I'll play with you most likely in July out at the Teammates golf event we always play at there at Gothenburg. Wilderness, Wild Horse, we'll play out there. How many of these do you play in a year, do you think?
Well, counting the NFL ones, around a dozen, I suppose.
About a dozen or so. I love it. Quick ATD, you look at the status of Nebraska football right now, and they had a great event this weekend, the 7-on-7 in the Boneyard. They're teaching these young recruits about NIL, the recruitment process. And it seems like there is a lot of excitement that's brewing right now at the program. We have a lot of returning starters. Obviously, this is Raiola's second year. The freshman year is done. He's got a sophomore campaign coming up. What's your overall feelings coming into this 2025 season?
What's statistically and historically the greatest improvement in quarterbacks between first and second year.
Mm-hmm.
And so I expect that they'll to be on top of this game.
Mm-hmm.
I love what Coach Rule's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I was back in the spring for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When watch what they did last fall. I am very encouraged about the direction this program is going.
Absolutely. I love what they're doing. Folks, we had Tony Davis with us, former Nebraska running back. Tough Tony Davis, what they call him. Folks, again, it's the Ahman Green Foundation golf outing here at beautiful Wilderness Ridge. Again, you can still contribute by going to the website that Ahman mentioned earlier. You can also check on our social medias. It'll be there. But we got Tony Davis in the house already. We got Tony Ortiz is here, former Nebraska quarterback. Frankie London, of course, Ahman Green. And there'll be a number of other former Huskers here playing on this beautiful course on this beautiful day. Folks, it's The Drive, 937 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. You heard that right. Conquer the stair climber with your partner in climb. Enjoy a post-workout recovery session in the hydro massage and do it all again with access to any of our 2,700 convenient locations. So, you coming? Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, you won't want to miss this exclusive offer. Deal ends June 13th.
See Club for details.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket is your home for every Kansas City Royals baseball game. Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and the rest of the Royals attempt to make the postseason for the second season in a row. And you can hear all the action on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Your home for Kansas City Royals baseball.
Be at the 32nd Annual Testicle Festival for live music, hot nuts, and meet Buster the Bull. It's at Round the Bend Steakhouse in Ashland, June 14th from 11 to 10. Take I-80 exit 426, roundthebendsteakhouse.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Plenty of sunshine for the rest of your Monday. We'll get up to 77 for a high temperature. A little breezy with wind gusts up around 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, maybe a little hazy from wildfire smoke. We'll drop down to 53 for a low temperature. For Tuesday, tomorrow, sunny and 89 and then mid-90s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome to The Drive with A.D. Raff and Ahman Green. Former Husker football national champion, speaker, and author, Aaron Davis.
Nebraska will win the national championship. The Cornhuskers beat Miami. It is history, 13-0, and bring that trophy back to Lincoln.
Former Arena Football League quarterback, former head coach of the Capital City Crush, and guru of Husker football history, Chris Raff.
25 straight wins for the Cornhuskers. One of the most dominating stretches in college football history.
We may have seen one of the best teams in the history of college football tonight.
12-year NFL veteran.
He's got some speed to go with strength.
Huskers and Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer.
Shovel pass to Green into Vikings territory. Finally brought down.
And University of Nebraska East sports coach, Ahman Green.
Look at Green all by himself. 20, 10, touchdown.
Sponsored by Doors Plus on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, it is great to be back here at Wilderness Ridge. We've had a slew of guests already, of course, Ahman Green. It's this tournament here at beautiful Wilderness Ridge, the Ahman Green Foundation. The golfers are on the driving range right now warming up. Nick, what's that?
I was making a joke. So our good friends from League One Omaha are here, League One Volleyball are here. I was making a joke with my good friend Houston over there. I said, man, there's a lot of guys that are just showing up. They're still an hour early. I was like, I'm more usually the show and go type. I'm the type I get checked in. They said, would you like a burrito today? And I said, yes. I say yes. And then guess what? The burrito comes over and I say, okay, I'm just going to take this in my cart with me as we make our way to hole number one.
Nick, under-overs on the winning score today. What do you think is going to happen today? What do you think the winning score is going to be?
I don't know. What is it normally? 17, 16 under?
So what are you thinking?
Oh, we'll probably be around 16.
Okay, so who's the stick on you guys' squad?
Well, it's Jake. I mean, Jake Sorensen. I am fourth on that list.
So the other two guys are better than you?
Very much so. One of them was a club pro. One of them is a very good golfer.
A club pro?
Yeah, I believe so, if I remember correctly.
Well, you guys better not be anything lower than 14. Then it can't be lower.
I think I go into today. Go, okay. Where can I make the most help, or where can I help the most? And I think it's on the short game. Can I putt? Can I putt? I'll be the first one to putt, but if I can roll in an 18-footer, all right, we'll be good.
Well, I tell you somebody that was good at, I'm not sure putting, long distance, but I tell you a guy that was good at running a lot of distances and tackling people and jumping over hurdles, even as he did that from Jersey. A lot of folks don't know, folks. We got one of the best. I keep saying that, but we truly do have one of the best ever did it. We had Tony Davis, but now we got Tony Ortiz. I'm gonna catch you and hawk you down. What's up, little bro?
What's up, brother? How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. Good to see you, man. He's like, guys. Tony, you look good. How you doing, man?
Doing all right. Doing all right. Thanks for having me. Just flew in last night, and I'm excited to be here. It's a beautiful day, and I'm here to tear some grass up because I'm not very good.
Yeah, right. I'm really good at filling in the divots with the sand stuff that they have on the back of the carts. I'm really good at filling in those
Please
divots.
assign somebody to me to do that.
Tony said, I'm good at I'm tearing up grass. Tony, how often do you golf?
This is my second time ever.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, the first time was for a charity. They stopped inviting me. So this is the second time.
So the people here at Wilderness Ridge, so it's probably safe to say that after they're following with you, there's going to be a lot of divots.
There's going to be a lot of divots.
A lot of divots.
There were a lot of sad children at the first event. There'll be a lot of divots at the second event.
Now, wait
Good to be here, though, Aaron.
Wait a minute.
Good to be here with you.
Wait a minute.
I love talking about my golf game.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you
Thanks
said
for inviting
sad
me to a
children.
real course.
You weren't. Yeah, this is a real course, too.
Yeah,
Tony.
this is a real
I
course.
was told this was a par 3.
I was told I thought it was mini golf.
No, this is a big.
is not.
So you saw the putting green. It's like, oh, this
I
ain't
was
gonna be that
excited
bad.
about that, and I said, "Why do we need cars just to go there?" And I call them cars, not carts. Why do we need carts just to go to that green? It's such a short drive.
Tony,
and I realize we're doing 18. Is it 18 holes?
Yeah, it's 18, bro.
That's a whole day.
We're playing 36
He
today.
said
I hope you're
that's
ready.
a whole day. That's a whole
There's not
day.
a simulator. I can just Madden through the rest of them.
They do have a simulator here. You know what, Tom? What you can do? Play 9, and then after that 9, just decide. You know what? I'm just going to be a spectator and an encourager.
Whatever Tony Davis can do, I'm going to do it.
You're going to do it
Tony
as well.
Davis can do all 18, and I'm doing all.
You got to do LAT.
I got to do it.
Tony, you've done a tremendous job over the years. And of course, we keep in touch, man. I see what you're doing with so many young people down in the Dallas area. Tony, what started you saying, you know what, I want to give back? And tell the folks what you're doing now.
Yeah, so I do a few things. You know, my W-2 position is in finance tech, so I'm involved in mortgage technology. So all the banks that buy our pricing engine or support our pricing engine, I help project manage and implement. So that's the boring part of my life, which is actually pretty fun. The fulfilling part of it is Tony Ortiz Linebacker University out of Frisco, Texas, where started with my own kids initially when they were 8-9 years old. So we're 15, 16 years in now in training fundamentals at every position. You know, I put myself out there to learn with some great quarterback coaches, running back coaches, and things of that nature to learn each position so I can teach the fundamentals of those positions. Got involved with the youth league out in Frisco, the Frisco Football League. This is year 15 for me. And so it's a rec league, and it's just they both are hand in hand. I'm coaching teams that I don't have kids on. So I'm giving back in that way and mentoring those kids, having more than one team, and just being involved with training athletes as well all the way up through high school.
Talk about youth football down in Texas because it is a different animal than what anybody around these areas are aware of.
So the reason I didn't fly up yesterday is because we had our draft.
Hello.
So let me walk you through it. So in April we have our combine at Lone Star High School. Okay.
A combine.
We have our combine where we run the 30 laser, 5-10-5 laser. We have the broad height and weight. That number gets put into an algorithm, spits out a grade. That's the grade that your kid gets based on all the things I just talked about. In June, yesterday, we have our draft, and our draft started at 5U and 6U, 5-year-olds and 6-year-olds.
Oh, my goodness.
For flag, and then we move into tackle, which you have 2 rookie programs. We have a rookie tackle program at 7 years old, 8 years old, and then 11 on 11 through 6th grade.
Yeah.
We draft all day long. And then our regular flag, which we call our air assault, is later this week. So myself and our board members, we have this draft. The coaches come in, they draft their team, their returning players remain on their team, and they draft the difference of what they need as a median number. If the roster is 18 this year and they have 15, they're drafting 3, for example, right? And so they're responsible at the end. They get moved to a roster automatically, and they call their parents, and they move forward. We have partnerships. We're Rydell's largest customer in terms of jerseys because we're ordering 17. Plus, we're a chair.
Yeah.
So we're talking 1,700 kids in a given season that we are catering to as a rec league in Frisco.
Tony, you mentioning that is just mind-blowing to myself, and I'm sure to Nick as well, of how much of the contrast is. And obviously Texas, I mean, Frisco is huge. I get that. People say, well, just a sheer side effect. I get that. But put that aside, Tony. The intent and the mindset behind development of football down there is night and day. Would you agree to that?
I would agree with that. we just talked about our league. Then we get into middle school, and then they will funnel into one of the 16 high schools in Frisco alone that, may average $4 or $5 million facilities, both indoor and outdoor.
My word.
That's before we get into the larger, what they refer to as 5A or 6A schools.
Yeah, the big ones.
That are Frisco in and of itself is a small town that has that's just a mecca of youth sports and a mecca of sports in itself, right? It's Jerry Jones' world. He has headquarters there. Soccer has Hall of Fame there. There's a major pro team. The Rangers have their AAA there, so on and so forth, right? Hockey, all that stuff there.
Yeah.
Then you got the surrounding towns around it. Those are the smaller towns. Those are the ones that put in the $20 million facilities that are small college campuses or JUCO-sized campuses that fit 12 or 15. The Kyler Murrays of the world that go to the Allen high schools. That's a $60 million stadium.
$60 million.
Things like that.
And that's a high school stadium.
That's a high school stadium.
How do we could talk facilities all day. I'm more curious on how are the coaches selected? How do coaches, because around here we know it, right? And in youth sports in general, coaches are selected whether it's a parent that says, okay, nobody else is going to do it, so I'm going to do it,
right? Or
it's a teacher, or there's other parameters involved. How are coaches at the youth football level down there in Texas selected?
Yeah, so
because you have the right guys in place when you're talking about fundamentals about getting them ready for the next levels.
It's very rare that you have someone who has the experience of a college football or pro football. We do have some retired guys that are coaching teams, retired Cowboy players that live in the area that want to take on teams, or their own kids are going through. Our own Carlos Polk, who's now a special teams. His son went through our league when he lived and coached here in the area. So you always have players who are kind of intermingled that way, but we actually have an interview process with our coaches. It's a volunteer position. No one's paid. But after you clear the background check, why do you want to coach? Are you interested in chasing? And we're not interested in becoming a Netflix series in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
When it comes
we're
to
here for the kids.
The drama. We're here for the kids. So what are you in here for?
It's something that you mentioned that, Tony, because you look at some of the drama that's at youth football in particular, parents going, absolutely, ape crazy, coaches going ape crazy. So how critical is it for you guys to make sure I'm sure there's some people that you've turned down and said not a fit.
We're not free of drama, to be honest with you. It's about as competitive as it could possibly be in the youth league. We just try our darndest. Let me tell you something. We stream our games every week. The same company that supports our high school games with commentators and cameras, we do the same. So we
starting at how old?
We only are tackle divisions.
Okay.
So first and second grade is third and fourth grade, all the way through sixth grade.
Streaming the games.
And so we're streaming games, and people are getting those. We have a big Huddle account, and so all our games are on Huddle. Coaches can scout.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, is exposure is huge as well.
Exposure is huge. Yeah.
And if you're doing it the right way, you're not scared to hide. You're not hiding anything.
Absolutely.
That's right. And it's a lot of fun. We have parents that, because of the stream, that don't live in Texas, grandparents that may not live in Texas,
those games.
Travel, they're watching the games.
That is fantastic.
And that's a pretty cool feature that we have, and what makes us unique.
My daughter Naya is working at Huddle right now, internship, but also working there with got a school left a year. If I can talk right. Steve Warren, that's what I was trying to say. Steve Warren was there at the Huddle event this past weekend as well, which we'll talk about maybe later today. We're going to have Jordan on here shortly, and for sure tomorrow. She mentioned how Huddle, and if you get a chance, Tony, while you're here, to go check out that facility downtown, their corporate place, they brought all those athletes in, and I was actually visiting with Steve Warren, your former teammate, about all the facilities, what they have to offer, some of the programs, the tutelage, etc. And it's amazing how Huddle has just expanded to where they started here, and now they're touching lives right down there through the technology with football.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know the ins and outs of what they're doing locally, but it sounds fantastic. It very much sounds like what Nike has always done over years. Right now, they're becoming like the technology version of Nike, when they're just bringing in sports and tech together.
Absolutely.
Right? Which is fantastic. I absolutely love the technology.
Yeah, because being in tech, I think you would really enjoy seeing what they do down there, because they just acquired another company last week as well. So they're in a number of sports. So it's not just football,
right?
Basketball, soccer, baseball, track. I know they have some others, but the monitors, it's a monitoring company who they purchased actually that they bought. So like you mentioned, they are definitely the Nike of technology and football and bridging those gaps together.
Absolutely.
Folks, we want to tell you how much we appreciate Tony Ortiz being here with us. We're going to take a very quick break. We're going to come back with Jordan Larson from Nebraska softball. Great. volleyball, great. I'm thinking softball. I'm thinking all sorts of things. I'm looking at golf right now, Nick. So I can't wait to play. Old Dad 34, I will be playing, but it'll be in the Lighthouse event with Jay Foreman and that group over there. So there'll be some Huskers at that facility as well. It's a lot of Huskers all over the place here at Wilderness Ridge, and we'll be at Hillcrest later as well. When we come back, folks, we're going to have former Husker volleyball player Jordan Larson with us. Tony, we're going to have you back on the show, man, because there's a lot more we want to dig into with that, man. And thanks for taking the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for
having
having
me.
me.
What? Regardless of what group you're playing with, y'all going to have fun.
Somebody's going to have fun with me today.
Folks, we're going to take a quick break, a little earlier break, and we'll be right back with Jordan Larson. It's The Drive, live from Wilderness Ridge. We'll be right back.
Your number one dad may not need another tie or coffee mug, but he always needs a little more award-winning barbecue from Hog Wild. Give Dad a meal fit for the king of your castle this Father's Day with Hog Wild's hearty, family-pleasing menu. Our meaty ribs, tender beef brisket, pulled pork, and hot links pair perfectly with our home-style sides. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8. 93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Plenty of sunshine for the rest of your Monday. We'll get up to 77 for a high temperature. A little breezy with wind gusts up around 30 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear, maybe a little hazy from wildfire smoke. We'll drop down to 53 for a low temperature. For Tuesday, tomorrow, sunny and 89 and then mid-90s on Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downa for 93.7 The Ticket and TicketFM.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Be at the 32nd Annual Testicle Festival for live music, hot nuts, and meet Buster the Bull. It's at Round the Bend Steakhouse in Ashland, June 14th from 11 to 10. Take I-80 exit 426, roundthebendsteakhouse.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. This week's specials through June 10th are $1 off per pack of Plum Creek chicken, $1 off all bacon, and 15% off cheese and crackers. Plus, stop by for lunch on Fired Up Thursday at the Mercado East or Fired Up Friday at the Mercado North. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Gray on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. It's The Drive, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainer, AD, is mingling with all the fine folks that he knows and everybody that knows AD. And so we are going to bring it back here. We're live at Wilderness Ridge here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com, joined by two very special guests. And I'm good friends with one of them, and so I can say this. One is more popular than the other one. And to my right, it's former Husker, current Love Omaha volleyball member Jordan Larson. And then to my left is the Director of Operations. Is that correct, Houston? Okay, so Director of Operations, Houston Koronowski, with us here, also of League One Volleyball, AD.
I mean, that name, Houston, was that how you pronounce it?
Houston Koronowski.
Koronowski.
He's going to love this.
Houston.
He's going to have a heyday with
Houston.
this.
Koronowski.
But they're here, obviously, friends of us here at the Ticket. And you guys just had, Jordan, I'll start with you. You guys just had the inaugural season of League One volleyball. And I guess let me just do it open-ended. Thoughts on the first season ever for League One Omaha?
Yeah, it was great to be home, obviously. And we had some rough patches, but in general, I thought it was just a really good season. I thought we ended on a really high note. And I don't know, I just think like being home and playing in front of a home crowd was really awesome to be a part of. And I also think we had some international players come in as well. And so it was cool for them to see kind of, I don't know, just starting to kick off something here.
So obviously you've had a lot of international experience and professional experience, right? But I guess talk us through the inner workings of trying to get a team to gel, right? Because you talked about rough patches.
Yep.
And we can always attribute that to whether it's play on the floor or how you get along off the floor. Just talk about, as a veteran like yourself, how important and how you go about trying to gel the team.
Yeah, I think what Susie did such a great job of is like the first day, it was like, how do we create a healthy culture? And what does a healthy culture look like, right? Like, how do you show up and be a good teammate on days you don't want to? How do you show up and give when things are just not going well, right? And we were tested most of season, but I think what really held us all together was just that we had a lot of great people in the gym. We had a lot of people that ultimately wanted to win, and we're going to do everything it could to win. And even though the results weren't coming, we truly believed that we were still on the right path. And so I don't know, I think it's just, as long as that's the forefront and the main conversation always, I think you can always end on a great term, even if you don't win it all, right? Which we finished second. And to be honest, I think people still had a really great time. So
Jordan, you being in the sport, obviously, and you're always very humble about it, but being the icon and one of the best to ever do it, what is it like when some of these gals who are younger than us, they see you? I'm sure there's that awe that's there. How do you get them to start looking at you like, not Jordan Larson, I'm your coach or I'm your teammate? How is that transition gone?
Yeah, it's hard, because you obviously have something that supersedes yourself, but I think it's building relationships off the court. It's having many conversations along the way and knowing that I'm their biggest fan and that I've been in their shoes. And so trying to be able to relate the best I can, but it's a challenge. But it's also an honor to be able to do what I've done, so being proud in that, but not also sitting in that. And so knowing that they can also get to a level that they also want to achieve. So,
I spoke at your old high school a number of times. Nate Larson was the former athletic director there. And there's a statue of you there. Like when you walk into school, when you walk out of the school, there's one in the parking lot. It's Jordan Larson parking lot. There's Jordan Larson Highway. There was a Jordan Larson.
That was a trick, right?
I'm like, these guys talking about me having my name on a urinal at Seacrest, and she's got a whole parking lot in the street named after her. We got Houston Koronowski in the house with us right now.
Houston, talk us through the logistics from your standpoint. Starting the league year one, obviously there's things that hindsight's going to be 2020, things that you guys might have, coulda, shoulda, woulda done differently, right? And we don't have to necessarily go down that road, but just kind of walk us through the logistics of when you started with League One volleyball, and then the buildup of, okay, here we go. This is check off each box as the season gets closer of the first season. and then there you are, you're in the thick of it, and before you know it, it's over.
Yeah, it was incredible. When I first came on, I think I really tried to emphasize that this is going to be bigger than you think here in Nebraska compared to the other teams. Nothing against the other teams. They did great. But just emphasizing to the league, like, I think we're already ahead of the curve just because of how knowledgeable our fan base is. We can move a lot quicker. We can move a lot faster. They're going to get it. They already know. And just the buildup of knowing, like, our roster, having all the Huskers on there, huge. And then you have Jaylee Winters to pull in that Creighton crowd, which is awesome. And just having all these local stars, and then knowing early on that we were bringing in Lexi, it was like, okay, then that's like a rocket ship to help us explode as we go into the season. And then it was incredible after every match, just seeing the league response to how our fans were, because they were like, we didn't have to prompt them to stand up and clap.
Wow.
It was like, yeah, that's just kind of what the fans do here. And it's just, we really need to lean into the Nebraska fan base and how knowledgeable they are. A lot of these other markets feels like we're kind of teaching volleyball to some people, and Noma, it's like they know it. We can dive even deeper, but they want to get a deeper perspective on stats and everything like that.
Jordan, speak to that a little bit more, because you've played a lot of places. Speak to the people in Nebraska, just the volleyball knowledge, the sport, or the knowledge of the sport, and their passion for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like, obviously it started back in the day with Terry Pettit. There was a lot of people that have kind of went door to door and really starting to have the conversation, right? And I think now it's like people are a part of the conversation, and they want to know more, and they want to dive in, and they want to have answers, which it's really cool to watch. And like you said, I've been in a lot of places around the world, but it's a unique market here, and that people just love it. And I think it's only going to continue to grow. And I will say there is a learning curve, right? Yeah. People are used to Nebraska volleyball, which is awesome. I will say pro is different, and what it looks like and how it is. And, there is a little bit of a learning curve of just understanding that it's not going to look similar. It's like same thing, like football to NFL. It's like there's a lot of similarities, but there's still differences. And so I think it's still going to take a little bit of knowledge to understand that transition. But I think if any place is capable, it's here, because they do love the sport and what it can provide for.
Houston, you bring up the IQ of the volleyball fan here in Nebraska. Very high IQ. Obviously, with Jordan, the greats like her, those who came before her, those who came after. We have a very astute fan base and a very rabid fan base as well. I'm going to ask both of you this. Houston, you've been with Love Volleyball for how long now?
This is 1 year.
1 year. What got you involved with it?
Actually, I worked with Creighton Volleyball about 2 years ago.
We'll forgive you.
With Coach Booth. I was working out in Virginia. It was my way to get back home, was a job at Creighton. But then I worked with Coach Booth, and then I was actually working with the Storm Chasers. That's where I met Nick when he was emceeing out there.
Oh, boy.
But then
really, watch your circle. Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. That's what I tell the high school kids. But nevertheless, take heed to that, Houston.
But then Coach Booth gave me a call. She just called me one day and said, "Hey, League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha. I think you should think about it. I think you were really in your home with volleyball, and I think it worked well with your brain, and I think you do a good job." So I applied, and then she was kind of my reference and got me in the door, and we've been running ever since. And it's been my favorite job I've ever had in sports. And I've been like 5 different places, and I think love is just incredible. It's going in the right place, and to do it here, like it's special here. Like you said, with the fans, like it feels like home. It's like, I understand it because I am one of those fans. I grew up being one of those fans. So I think it makes it easier that I'm literally trying to relate to myself every day.
I love it. Jordan, I'll bring that to you, obviously from a different perspective, as a coach, as a player, etc. Well, what's been the biggest transition for you?
I spent so many years overseas, 15 years, and I was used to like kind of, hey, I go do my job and I come home, and here, like the ripple is so much bigger, right? Like saying hi to fans, like interacting with people, making sure, there's just a bigger space that has to be held. And so I think it was an adjustment for me, because it's like, oh, I actually know people in the crowd. Like I can go and like have relationships again, and it's like versus like almost more transactional. It's more relational. It's deeper. It means a lot more because it's also my hometown, or my home state. So I feel like there's just an added layer of something that's special personally for me. And then I think it's just too like creating awareness. I think there's a little confusion in the market to some degree, but I don't think that means that that we can't have a strong foundation of what professional volleyball looks like in Nebraska. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think year one, League One, like he's saying, League One has done such a great job. And like the people that are really just diving behind women's sports, like you see this just like evolution the last couple of years. And like, I only think it's going to grow more. And every time I go and speak, you're saying to the kids, like every time I go and speak to these young girls, I'm like, you can now have a professional job as an athlete at home. Like I would have dreamed of that.
Right.
And they don't know the path it takes to be an Olympian. But now it's like, here we go. Like, here's the path, you know?
We're here with Jordan Larson and Houston Kornowski of League One Volleyball. And I guess, Jordan, let me ask you this. You've been a supporter of League One and its kind of mission since day one, right? And so I guess what was it about the vision that the people at the top kind of pitched to you? What is it about the league that you said, you know what? Okay, yeah, I'm going to put my name, I'm going to put stuff behind this, that this is something I want to be a part of?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like obviously they went around and started kind of buying up a lot of clubs, and I think their whole vision was like club to pro. Like, what does that actually look like, right? And so I grew up in the club system, right? I played 6 years, and it got me a scholarship to Nebraska, and like it's a real thing. But it's like people don't know what it takes after, right? It was like I wanted to be an Olympian, but what does that mean? And what does that look like? Oh, you have to go spend 8 months overseas, like. So now it's like now our young athletes can see actual live pros in their gym. They can learn from them. They can see them teach. They can now go to a game and see all those things applied. Like, are you kidding? Like, this is great. And so I think where I see the international side is like I've played with girls. Take the Serbian opposite, for example. I played with her when she was 18. I was 27. So she's automatically getting the pro life by playing with a vet with me at the time. But now we're creating that same system. So the evolution of USA Volleyball is going to be like that much greater. Not evolution, sorry. The growth of just talent, right, is only going to grow more because now you're surrounded by, I mean, Lexi. Sorry, there's an age gap between she's 22 or 23, and I'm 38. Right? Like there's just a lot of life experience that can happen that can translate into what's seen every day.
That's fascinating because we were just talking about youth football with Tony Ortiz last segment. And I think maybe we can have this conversation now and steer in the direction of you guys have relationships and connections with the clubs in the state of Nebraska, which so speak one to that and why that's important. And you kind of just did. But number two, what does the club scene look like in the state of Nebraska for volleyball?
Oh, it's insane. Like I think about when I started, right? Like I started playing at 12 and like then there was a lot of the same clubs, right? But the depth, it was like age group, like 12, 13, 14, there was only 2 teams per age group. And now there's like 5.
Yeah.
And then there's another league offsetting like other things. So it's just like there's a lot. And the growth is just immense. And so now we're a partner up with Premier right now, and that's our main like home club. And so we do a lot of things with them, with their athletes. And there's actual fundamental programming that we do with them as far as like leadership goes, mentorship programs. So it's very integrated with them. And I think it's only going to continue to grow. So
I got one last question for you. We got some time.
I got a couple more.
Jordan, okay. That when you said something about when you look in the crowd, you see someone there.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting because how many countries did you play in?
Too many.
A lot of them, right? And you rarely saw someone you knew.
No, it's very rare. Yeah.
How much? Let me ask you, and this is full transparency, because to be Jordan Larson in Lincoln, almost anywhere in Nebraska, first of all, your height itself. You're not just sitting. You're not just kind of sneaking in place. You're tall, and then because of your career, everyone recognizes you. How exhausting is that at times for you? Because and I've watched you, Jordan. You've always done it with class. You've always done it with dignity, because you realize that may be someone's first time and last time with Jordan Larson. Because you figured, oh man, she was, you've always been very and I know that's from good parents, good coaching, good tutelage, good mentors, etc. But there's days that's got to be tired.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot, but it's not like something that I didn't dream of as a kid. It's like I always try to remember that I'm a 12-year-old little girl inside, and if I met my idol,
it's a great way to say it.
I just would want my experience to be great. And I've met some of my idols, and it hasn't been great. And I'm not saying that like I have bad days too. I'm human, but I also think that you could make someone's life by just saying hello and taking a picture, and like it's 2 seconds. And so, but there's some give and take there, and how do you find balance? And I think I travel quite a bit, so getting in and out, and yeah, I have my time where I can decompress.
Well, kind of like that time about 4 years ago when I asked you for an autograph for a friend. You said, "Shove it." You know,
No,
so
I was like,
you
I
said
did
not. You said not today,
It's
AD.
all right.
No,
Some
never.
days it's like that.
Oh yeah. Now, here's a second part, because you've always done it with class and dignity. Always ask. Here's a second part to that real quick before Nick chimes in. But I want to ask you this: how nice was the anonymity when you were overseas and you would go home or back to your neighborhood, to your apartment, to your flat, to your loft, and you could be anonymous?
Yeah, there is something to be said about it. But that, again, I think it's like you don't take a day for granted. There's a lot to be grateful for. And again, I grew up in the state. Like, I understand the magnitude, and I just hope that the game continues to evolve. And that's really where my motivation comes from. And if I can have my hand in a little bit, like, that's awesome. So,
I love it.
Jordan Larson, Houston Koronowski, a League One volleyball with us.
No,
obviously,
say that name again, Nick.
Koronowski.
Koronowski.
Am I saying that correct?
Yeah.
I realized before I got on, I've never said your last name publicly, so I just don't know if I said it correctly. Jordan, let's talk about X's and O's.
Yeah.
Because you said something earlier about how the game at the professional level is different.
Yep.
And there is a little bit of a learning curve. From one of the best, explain in X's and O's that maybe somebody might not understand, but it'd still be cool to listen to.
Yep.
How the professional game is different from college volleyball.
Yeah.
a
Well,
great
first of all,
question.
there's still a little bit of international gap too. So
Okay.
on USA volleyball Olympic level, right, you only have 6 substitutions. So you can only go in and out once. So you're often seeing you have to play all the way around. Obviously, you still have the libero exchange, but in League One, we had 8 substitutions. So you could actually go in multiple times, but there was a limit, right? Where in college, you have, I think there's like 16. Houston, I don't even actually know, to be honest. I've been so out of the college game to some degree.
Yeah,
So
Koronowski.
I know, he's got all the details.
He's like, I beg your pardon.
Yeah. So I think with that constraint alone, like, you have to be able to do a lot of skills very good for a really long time. And what does that look like? And so I think you're seeing that, like, we're having to try to produce all around outside hitters, being able to pass, being able to set. And so how do you navigate that, like, contractually with the pieces that you have, and what does that look like? I mean, it's, those are minor changes. Again, the actual game, I will say it's more powerful, stronger, and again, like, the willingness to, like, endure mentally, like, it's just different, because everybody's able to produce, like, at a very high level for a really long time. So where in college, maybe, the mental side isn't as, like, you still can out physical people, where, like, at the pro level, it's like physicality gets you so far.
Yeah.
But how can you offset it with the mental side? So again, I know you're like X's and O's, but
Yeah, no, it's fine.
X's and O's,
Yeah.
honestly, it's like pretty similar,
Yeah.
right? As far as like how you try to execute, but we're just bigger, faster, stronger.
Love it.
Least favorite place you've ever played, and then most favorite.
Oh man. Well, I lived in Russia for almost 5
Oh,
seasons.
okay.
So, but to be honest, like, I really grew to love it. People, like, it was like, it took me a while to kind of break into the molds, but now it's like I go back and, like, they're amazing.
You haven't been back lately, have you?
No, no,
I'll
but
just steer clear of that one.
I lived on the in between Moscow and Siberia, so it was
Okay.
pretty, like, yeah, it just was tough travel. It was all of it, but they paid well, and it was a great experience. The ties in between.
Just throw that one in there.
The tie is in between. I lived in Istanbul, Turkey, and Milan, Italy.
Okay.
So both amazing cities.
Italy, I
and,
can imagine.
Yeah. So they're both great.
Yeah.
So, and then I live in Shanghai. I really love Shanghai. But again, I was in quarantine. I quarantined there for 2 weeks, isolated in a hotel room. Twice actually.
2 weeks.
2 weeks isolated. The window only cracked like this much.
And
It
could not
was-
leave.
Nope. No leave. You get tested
Oh
3
my
times,
gosh.
and they don't tell you the result. You just hope to get out in 2
Oh,
weeks.
no way.
Oh yeah, it was
So you literally did not go outside for 2 weeks.
no, but twice. I did it twice. Yeah, it was. I was like, oh, the second time is gonna be better. No, the second time is worse. I was like more anxious the second time.
Okay, so from
I would
so then-
lose my mind. I
yeah,
would seriously
yeah.
lose my mind.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
mean-
you know what? Arrest me. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah, suspend me. So okay, for somebody like you, right? Like, from the fan base perspective, you talked about it, right? Like, there's a lot of people see what you are on the court and how you interact with them, and that's such an important piece of it. However, adversity.
Yeah.
Talk about what's been the moment as you look back.
Yeah.
Biggest moment of adversity that you faced, whether it's at the college level, even before college, professional level, where you were like, okay, you know what? This is the toughest thing I've had to face.
Yeah. I think there's little moments along the way, but I think for me, losing my mom, I lost my mom in 2009, which was the first year that I started on the national team. So technically she doesn't really know any of my pro life.
Yeah.
But I think when you lose a person that was so instrumental in your life, and
Right.
also your mother, like it's just a different gap that you're trying
Yeah.
to fill. And so you're never going to fill it. But
Yeah.
I think there is also ways of like trying to navigate that space when you don't have that support per se. So
Sure.
I think that also led to some decisions in my life that, you know, have somewhat of consequences, but in general, I've lived a pretty good life. So.
Yeah.
All right, Houston, last one for you before we wrap things up. From a director of operations standpoint, I'm sure there's exciting things on the horizon. And you might not be able to talk about all of them. That's fine. What's the outlook? Like, what do fans need to know about League One Omaha and League One volleyball as an entire organization?
Yeah, I think they need to know that we're here for everyone,
Mhm.
and we're not exclusive to Omaha. We're here for the whole state. We're trying to do a lot more outside of Omaha.
Yeah.
Trying to go west as much as we can. We're doing a lot of stuff with Kearney this summer. Been working with the city of Kearney to do some stuff. Just like be ready. We have some big stuff coming up here, and I think we're really going to lean into what the sport of volleyball is in Nebraska. It's not Love's brand. This is Nebraska volleyball here, and lean into what the people want to see. And just, we know the fan base, and I think we're getting more control over that local feel. So I want them to know that we're working on it. And I think we got some exciting things to come. We also are now not selling merch, only online, so people can find it at Dick's Sporting Goods. I saw it yesterday for the first time. It was awesome. I was so excited. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought up the merch because AD, they got some cool merch.
Yeah, I was looking at that hat.
They
I
got
wouldn't
some
mind having
cool
one of
merch.
those.
I don't know which is cooler, the USA volleyball hat or the
like that
love.
one too.
I like them both. We probably can't get the USA volleyball one.
No, probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen.
Probably not in our wheelhouse.
Probably not going to happen, but Jordan could. But nevertheless, you guys, we can't thank you enough for taking some time with us this morning. And Jordan, I want to get you back on too this summer, and when obviously schedule permitting, because like I said, there's a lot more I'd like to dig into and deep in there, because there's a lot that you have to offer as far as there's Johnny the Jet Rogers, that guy right there. He is, man, the Heisman Trophy winner, 1972 Nebraska Heisman Trophy winner. Also, brother, thank you for taking the time today.
Yeah,
and
of course.
I would encourage you to really, I mean this, really watch the people you're associating with. Again, show me your friends, will show you future.
There's a reason Houston and I don't hang out anymore.
He was told from up top not to hang out with that Nick Sainer. Yeah, you know that Nick Sainer guy? Yeah, not going to happen.
Stay away from him.
Stay clear if you want to still keep working here.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Like coming to America. You want to keep working here? Stay away from Nick Sainer.
Yeah.
Folks, it is The Drive. Again, we're here at Wilderness Ridge Golf Club for the Ahman Green Foundation golf outing. It is a beautiful day outside. It's a gentle breeze. The sun is out. It is absolutely awesome for a great cause as well. We'll be back, folks. It's The Drive, 937 a ticket.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Attention all Wings fans, Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O or in Williamsburg Village.
Constructors is now hiring for all positions with pay starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Are you looking for a place to relax and unwind after a long week? Grotto Bar and Lounge is the perfect spot to enjoy a full menu and in-house DJs on Friday and Saturday nights. If you're wanting to start your Saturday or Sunday off the right way, stop by for brunch starting at 9 a.m. Don't forget, Grotto offers a full catering service as well for those graduation parties, birthday celebrations, and weekend family get-togethers. Give Grotto Bar and Lounge a call today at 402-261-3019 or visit them in person at 70th and A in the Clock Tower Shopping Center.
Be at the 32nd Annual Testicle Festival for live music, hot nuts, and meet Buster the Bull. It's at Round the Bend Steakhouse in Ashland, June 14th from 11 to 10. Take I-80 exit 426, roundthebendsteakhouse.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Copple Chevrolet GMC, and they're having the biggest hail sale they've ever had. A huge opportunity is at your front door right now. Some of these cars we're fixing, some we're not, and some it's totally up to you. New Sierra starting at $15,000 off list. New Canyons at $8,500 off list. New body styles on the Acadias, $3,000 off list. You need to hurry as there's going to be a lot of people heading to Louisville. Check us out at copplecars.com. Stock numbers G121492. G187747 and G196599.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
Now back to The Drive with AD, Raff, and Ahman Green on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Folks, we are back on The Drive. I tell you what, it was great to have Mr. Kornaski that was on with us, as well as the former Nebraska great Jordan Larson. You know what? It's been such a great day out here. I'm getting my notes because I want to make sure I get my ratings taken care of as well. But it's been a great morning out here thus far. We appreciate you all for riding with us on The Drive. Again, it's the Ahman Green Foundation outing for esports, and this is their inaugural one here, at least at Wilderness Ridge. But also wanted to know who makes this happen. My good friend Jack Russell. In fact, I'm going to be playing at his home golf course at Hillcrest for another great organization called the Lighthouse, which has been serving Lincoln for many years. Bill Mitchner is their executive director, one of their founders. Pete Waters, I'm sure Pete Rock. I'll call him Pete Rock and CL Smooth. You know who I'm talking about, Andrew. Pete Rock and CL Smooth. He always goes, AD, who the hell is Pete Rock and CL Smooth? Nevertheless, it's a great group. But this segment is brought to you by Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services. Jack has been a well-respected representative since 1999. Can protect your home, your vehicle, your family, or even your future. Give Jack a call today at 42421-9100. Or you can also visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or in Seward and see how Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services can help you. He does a tremendous job. Folks, we have another Husker great in the house, and I think she could beat everybody in this golf course in a race right now. The awesome Angie Henry. Angie, how are you doing this morning?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Angie, tell the listeners the years that you were here running track in Nebraska.
Ask me one more time, you said.
Tell them the years that you were here at Nebraska.
So I was there from 93 to 97. The good years we were winning a lot of football championships under Osborne.
Yeah, things have changed a bit.
Yeah. Hey, we're building up.
We're building back.
We're getting back.
We're building back. Tell them what sport. Of course, I know. Tell them the sport that you're involved in here at Nebraska.
Track and field. So I was recruited as a long jumper and ran the 4 and some sprints.
Mm-hmm. Angie, the high school you went to?
Bellevue West.
Bellevue West. Folks, she is a Bellevue West. And that's the Bellevue West and Bellevue East. There was always that bad blood.
Yes, there was a rival. In fact, the only girl that beat me in high school in 400 was from Bellevue East. So.
Really?
Yes.
Do you remember Artis Garris?
Yes, yes.
Have you seen him lately? Heard from him lately?
Not.
He was a Bellevue East.
Yes,
That's nevertheless.
yes.
But I've been asking people all over, have they seen Artis? But obviously the same community. I mean,
Yes,
obviously East
right.
and West. Angie, what are you doing now?
I am at Quest Forward High School here in Omaha, and I'm an English teacher
Mm-hmm.
and an esports coach, and that's how I got hooked up with Ahman, because he's doing this for esports.
Right.
But I wanted somebody to come. I was doing a camp for middle school, and I wanted somebody to come in and just. I'm in awe of him. I was coaching esports, but I was looking at it wrong, and the way he takes his athletic background and just being mentored by him and learning from him, I'm like, let's do something together. So he was up at Quest all week, and he's like, hey, I'm having this tournament supporting esports, and I'm like, I'm got to do it. Haven't golfed in 20 years, but got to do it.
Haven't golfed in 20 years. Well, you and Ortiz, hopefully you guys aren't on the same team, because this is his second time period playing golf. And he said the first time he played, he tore up a lot of divots. There was a lot of earth moving in the wrong direction when he played. But Angie, you've been doing this now. You've been teaching for how long then?
Wow, I've been teaching for it's been about 20 years.
Okay.
20 years, yeah.
And then at the same school?
No. See, I was at Boys Town for a long time,
Mhm.
and then moved away from there and just taking on different roles. I was doing middle school over there.
Mhm.
Now I've got high schoolers up at Quest. We have a college. It's like a pathway program, Pathways to College.
Yeah, tell us more about Quest, because I'm not familiar with Quest.
We are kind of new. I'd say 8 years, but we're new. We're over in the old Bellevue building by Miracle Hills Golf Course.
Gotcha.
And so it's a program where all of our students, we want to take a pathway to their future and to careers, to opportunities in the communities, give back to the communities. So we will have community volunteer days where the whole schools go. Everybody's applying for colleges. We're helping them do those things. But even if you don't want to go to college, let's find a way.
A good skill or trade or something like that nature. Absolutely. Angie, you've been the esports, obviously in education. My minor's in English.
Okay.
Which is I know you're involved in that all the time. I grew to love that, which is a whole nother story. That's because of my late mother got me involved with reading. So I struggled with it terribly until about third grade. Now, I'm always reading something because of that affinity for the love of it. But when did you get started? What was the spark for esports? So where did that come about? Because English lit and esports, kind of contrasts a little bit. So when did that affinity, when did that curiosity for esports kick in?
Here's the thing. So I show up at this high school, I apply, and they're like, I'm like, you have sports? Like, we don't have sports. We have esports. At the time, there was a guy doing it, but it was a young guy. He was from out west and wanted to head back out west.
Okay.
And so they're like, well, we don't have a coach now. You coach? And I'm like, but
not
I
video
coach,
games.
yeah, right? Some tracks and basketball,
Right.
volleyball. I dabble in cross country.
Right.
And then I saw the boys get after it, and just they had a passion for gaming. Like I had a passion for track and field, and not doing it along with my assistant coach Avery Traster. Us not doing it would have stopped them from having an opportunity to do what they love. So I'm like, okay, I played a little Mortal Kombat back in the day. I can do this. So
little Mortal Kombat, finish him.
So I felt like also I knew that, because I do coach athletes on the side, that I can give them that. I give them that encouragement. I can give them that aspect. And then I had this kid who was amazing, and he helped me learn the games. Now I know I'm a lingo for Smash and Mario Kart, but he knew, and I said, help me, man. I'm going to help manage. I'm going to give you that other side.
Right.
And so we just kind of navigated. We were third in state, Class D in Smash Brothers.
Congratulations.
So
So you immersed yourself into that culture, to the game, to the nuances, etc.
Yes, and it was all about giving them an opportunity. But like I said, I love when people are passionate about things, and those kids are passionate. And just giving them an opportunity and supporting them was amazing. And then I grew myself while I was doing that. So
Angie, we didn't know each other well in college. Obviously, the Hewitt Center. We'd see each other. We'd be grabbing meals, etc. But you still have that radiating personality that wants to help people. You were that way in college. I can see that way that you have that same way right now. To pick up, it wasn't like it was like, okay, I ran track, so I'm going to teach them cross country, or I ran track, and I'm going to teach them about conditioning. These things are opposite sides of the universe.
Yes.
What has been I'll say for real quick, what have what have been some of the biggest challenge, and also tell me what's been the biggest wow, aha, I love this moment. Biggest challenge first.
Biggest challenge is having that same attitude that a lot of people have about gaming. Yeah, they're sitting there. It's not a sport. At first, I'd go and I'd sit in there with my computer. I'd be doing lesson plans and just watch it. Don't yell at each other.
Don't yell at each other.
Work together. And then I was like, I can't do this because seeing their love, and I need to be a coach, but I was separating. I'm like, how do I do this? And then once I got hooked up with Ahman, and he's like, no, just take your sport. And it's a sport. So the same thing you did in track and field, do it with esports. And I'm like, that's amazing, man. And just listen to his passion for the game. It just got me all fired up. And it made me change everything. And the way I looked at it, I'm like putting the computer away. It was just a whole different game after that. I was like, and then the biggest wow is just seeing, getting third, because if you think about it, when I first got on, I'm like, so how do I get these kids signed up? Like, what's Discord? I don't know. Kind of and just us being a force in there. I mean, we did okay, and we actually had Tony Beelan's cousin on our Fortnite team. He's pretty good. We finished 9th. We had a little hiccups, but we did Mario Kart. But the biggest wow too is just seeing the boys grow, because again, they didn't think they were playing a sport, and they were just sitting, being isolated, playing their games, to even in school, them walk in and say like, hey man, when somebody's an athlete, they're part of the family now.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter where you're at in the social hierarchy of high school.
Absolutely.
That's my teammate. And that changed a lot too.
I love it. Angie, I can't thank you enough for being here. I'll say this real quick. I reached out. He had been on my mind for the past couple months, and I finally reached out to him about 2 weeks ago. Rudy Mosley.
Okay.
Rudy's out. Remember Rudy?
Yes.
Rudy is out. He's out. He teaches leadership, speaks on leadership, also pastors a church.
Okay.
Rudy is from Jamaica, as you know. He was from Jamaica, but he's living out in Massachusetts now.
Okay.
But another fellow track, and he was older than you, obviously.
Yes,
but Rudy,
but
I know the track community. You guys were very
Mhm.
tight, connected. Folks, Angie Henry, Nebraska, great. You still, how many records you got here still?
Ooh, I don't know that I hold on. Kids are getting faster these days with all the technology.
Yeah. We was out there just running, in church shoes.
I do have my little picture on the flag for my the NCAA championships.
I
They
love
can't
it.
take that
They
from
can't
me,
take
though.
that. Angie, thank you for all that you do. It was a pleasure having you back on the show. I
good
definitely want to have
seeing
you back on the show again and dive more into what the outlook is for this upcoming season.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
All right,
Folks, this is The Drive. We are done here with this segment, at least for this show, for The Drive, 93.7 a ticket. Again, it's the Ahman Green Golf Outing for the Esports Foundation. It is a beautiful day. The players are in their carts. The bags are loaded up. There are birdies and eagles to be had. And we'll see how many. Now I'm thinking about 16, 17 under will get it done. We'll see what happens. But regardless, it's going to be for a great cause. Folks, it's The Drive, 937 a ticket.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help.